following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a really fun show for you guys today. But before we get started, let's say hi to everybody, starting with my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
I have nothing to say.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Say something fun.
It's 116, 120. I mean, the days are just getting crazier and crazier. Palm Springs is just a fireball. You cannot go out. I mean, you go into an air-conditioned supermarket or something, and then you walk out and you just get hit with this heat as though you opened an oven door. It's brutal.
I know, I grilled last night. We grilled chicken on the grill, and I was outside for 20 minutes, and it was like I had jumped in a swimming pool. I was soaked.
I guess there is such a thing called global warming.
Yes, sir. So, oh, the dogs are sleeping. Okay, so what's up, everybody? We got a really fun show for you guys today. We have Claudia Wells coming on. You guys know her from Back to the Future. And then we also have Manny Cabo, which Ron and I actually met back in New York a couple of years ago at a concert event, and he was on The Voice. He got a four-chair turn on The Voice. So it should be a lot of fun. What's up?
What does that mean, a four-chair turn?
So The Voice is a reality TV singing show.
No, I know that. Right?
And there's four judges, and they have their back to you.
Oh.
And then if they...
Not interested. I hate that show.
Oh, I love it. It's a great show. It's my favorite of all.
No, it's a fix.
No, The Voice isn't a fix.
They're all a fix.
Not the ones who get picked. It's not a fix. Who wins might be a fix. It's not like American Idol. It's very different. So it's a lot of fun.
We know someone very important who didn't win because she didn't screw the guy that way.
I know, but that was a different show. Totally different. I know all the different shows, honey, and I know which ones like work. The Voice is the best of all of them.
Peanut?
No, I don't. Don't advertise Peanut. Don't advertise Planners. They're not paying us. So what's up, chat room? We have Viral Victor in the chat room from the UK. What's up? Cindy Lady Lake, Julia from Russia's in the chat room. How you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing well, and hope the weather's nice wherever you are, because it's not nice here.
I am very hungry. I didn't have lunch.
I know. We never have lunch yet because it's 12 o'clock.
But lately I get hungry.
I know. Oh, well. So all is good.
What are we going to talk about? I had a lot of... Oh.
That's your phone.
I don't answer anyway.
He doesn't answer it anyway. We just don't want it to ring a million times. So what's everybody doing? How's everything going? What are you going to talk about? I mean, you usually talk about all these things at the beginning of the show.
Let's talk about Barbie.
I didn't see it.
You do, and I won't.
Yeah, I'm not interested in Barbie.
I heard it's politically incorrect.
I heard that they make fun of men.
They're making fun of everybody.
So I'm not really interested in the other. But I do want everybody to go see Purgatorium. And you don't have to go anywhere. You can see it on television, you guys. It's on Tubi. It's called Purgatorium. It's a psychological thriller, and it's free on Tubi. So please check it out, because that would be great.
We saw 80. What?
80 for Brady.
A very good film. Why it didn't do well in the box office, I have no idea. But we enjoyed it. Great cast. Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Rita Moreno, and Sally Field. All old women who go to a football game. It's a very fun film. It's a heart-loving film, and it makes you say, it says to you, enjoy your friends, be good to your friends. Don't not have time for your friends.
Absolutely.
And by all means, return phone calls when your friends call.
Yes. The other film that we saw that has Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin was Moving On, and it's out. It's on. You can like rent it now on demand, and it was very funny with Malcolm McDowell. It's a very, very good movie.
I knew Lily way back in 1960, maybe. My friend Bobby Denard was friends with her, and I believe it was Boston. Either Boston or the Village, Greenwich Village, New York, when I met Lily. Lily had the most gorgeous red-headed girlfriend at the time, sexy girl. I really don't remember what happened. So when I met her at the premiere, she remembered the names, but we couldn't, either one of us remember the time.
Okay.
You know, there's an ice cream cone in the freezer that's calling my name.
Not while we're having a show. You can't eat
I
during the
can't
show.
eat an ice cream cone?
No, not during the show.
Why is that?
But that's rude.
Rude?
Yeah.
They want to see me hungry?
No, you're eating nuts. Eat the whole. Just go like this and just eat them all, so we can be done.
I will not eat anymore. I will just sit here starving to death.
You're not starving.
I'll probably lose thousands of pounds in fast.
Yeah. How do you guys like his green? Like he's kind of like from the Below the Deck TV show or something. He looks like a boat captain or an admiral or somebody.
Oh,
You
yeah, look. Oh, you can't see.
you can see the top of it.
Well, anyway.
That's all you need to see. Is
I
the
look
top
like
of
I'm
it.
in the Italian Navy.
Oh, why is that their color?
No,
Oh,
but I feel like I'm in the Italian Navy. I think this is white and black.
okay. So you're going to talk, or you want me to talk? Because
You always yell at me that I don't let you talk.
I know, but like at the beginning, it's when you're supposed to tell people whatever you did or whatever you're interested in,
What did
or
we
whatever
do?
you saw. We didn't do a whole lot.
Oh, we went to San Diego, to La Jolla, to the La Jolla Beach, which was absolutely beautiful. But I'm sad to say that San Diego has really turned to crap, as all of California cities have, LA, San Francisco. It's gotten really out of hand. The sewerage coming from these strange people living in cardboard boxes is disgusting. It's hot. You drive with the window open, you pass these little tents, and the stink is disgusting. How these people are not infected with diseases is beyond me. What scares me is that they infect us. Years ago, we
Nothing's
had
happening to it. They're not
Years
doing
ago, we
anything.
had a Board of Health, and the Board of Health would never have allowed this because you cannot pee and caca in the street. Still shouldn't be. Anyway, we left San Diego, Ocean Beach, and went to La Jolla, which of course is wonderful. Why is that? Because La Jolla is filled with multi-millionaires. It seems to me where the very, very rich are, the homeless are not. That's very curious. We should look into that. What kind of a government is in favor of rich and not everyone? So they talk about all of this equality crap. Where's the equality? These bums have the right to do what they want, and we can't say a word about it. But we have no right. We have no right to complain about it. If one goes on your lawn and pitches a tent on your lawn, he has to be there a day before you can call the police. So America has changed, believe me.
In the meantime, go to a more entertainment-y type of thing since we're an entertainment show.
No, I like to do a little politics, so they say we're not stupid. And how stupid can you be?
Yes, absolutely. All right, so we want to thank everybody for tuning in every week. Last week's show is doing really well. Lots of people are tuning in. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. We had a good time with everybody.
Well, tell them about the show.
It was the That's a Wrap cast and crew for the horror movie That's a Wrap, and it was the director, the writers, and a bunch of the stars of the film. It's coming out on, I forgot, August 25th or something, and it's actually premiering at UK Fright Fest in the UK on that date, and then it'll be available for everybody. But I think that it's still going strong, and I think we're already at like a little over 2 million plays.
Really?
Or so, and so it should be going good.
I love to eat peanuts, but they get caught in your teeth.
Yes.
I mean, really. Anyway, I got to get my energy level up because I'm really low energy. You know, everybody can't be up all the time.
That's true.
And today I feel mellow.
So tell people what oh, it's okay, Astro.
So it's okay. Mellow is not a bad word.
Anyway, lots of stuff going on, you guys. We did see a couple of things we liked, but now I forgot what they were. Besides 80 for Brady, we saw something else that we liked, but now I forgot what it was. I'm getting old.
Oh, an old French film of yours.
No, I don't do anything.
Behind the Green Door with Jimmy Starr.
Yeah. Definitely not.
And there you were.
I'm looking forward, though, to summer being over, you guys. It really is hot here, and in August it'll even be hotter.
I think that's what's got me. Listen to me. You know how I love my roses. All my white roses are dying because the heat just is killing everything in the garden. So this morning I was out there with a hat and covered up, watering and tending to my plants. And I think that's why I'm comatose now, because I think the heat and the sun got to me. And I think I'm like in a coma.
Could be.
A heat thing. They said for older people not to be out in the heat. Of course, it wasn't applying to me. But they said if you're 80 or more, you shouldn't be out in the sun. Well, it doesn't apply to me either.
Yes, but it is old. It's older. It's hot. It's hot for everybody.
Yeah, but I think I got sunstroke. What do you think?
I don't know. You might. How would I know, honey? Only
My
you know
brain's
how you
not
feel.
functioning. I'm
Only knew how you.
I'm
you know how
usually
you
quick
feel.
and witty.
That's okay.
Anyway.
That's okay, because we got to get this bouncy. All right, you guys. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for last week. You can listen to the show on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening every week. We've got some big shows. I'm working on trying to get some legendary stars of the past, and hopefully that'll work out. And in the upcoming weeks, we also have the biggest stunt plane person in the history of Hollywood coming on, and we have the first gay.
Does the stunt person have a name?
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Oh, that's nice.
But we have we have a really cool Harvey Brownstone, who's like a talk show host, who's also the first gay Canadian judge to come out, and he interviews all the legends. He's very cool.
He's a Canadian judge who has a talk show.
Yes, because he's not a judge anymore. He's retired, and now he has a talk show.
Like, do we care?
Yeah, he's very cool.
We do.
Yeah,
We do think he's cool.
we wouldn't invite him on the show if we didn't think he was.
Well, I mean,
cool.
a gay judge to me is not exactly a trip into excitement.
I know, but a gay judge who's like interviewed like huge stars that you're friends with should be a lot of fun.
Why is everybody now in our business? Everybody
He's
I
been
know
in it.
is trying to do an interview show. I mean, how much interviewing can you do? We've been doing it for 14 years. So we have a right
Actually, I
to
think
be
15.
here. 15 years. So we have a right to be here. But these newcomers, get over it. Just because we're successful does not mean you will be.
That's okay. Everybody gets a chance. It's America. Get to do what you want
everybody
to
gets
do.
a chance, but go do something else.
In the meantime, actually, Viral Victor said he went and saw Indiana
Who?
Jones. Victor in the chat room said he went to see Indiana Jones and it was terrible. I want to actually see it, but we're not going to pay to see it. So when it comes out in its streams, we'll watch it.
Well, it's like everything else. The first film is usually wonderful. The second sequel is okay. The third stinks.
This is like the fifth, I think.
Huh?
This is like the fourth or fifth one. Or
Yeah, it just gets monotonous after a while, and there's just so much you can do with it. And Harrison Ford, bless his soul, doesn't have it anymore. He's old and not as gorgeous as he was, and people get disappointed. It's funny because I knew a lot of great celebrities of the 1940s, and I forgot who it was. Give me a minute. Let me think. I think it might have been Arlene Dahl or Esther Williams. But anyway, somebody told me, you have to leave it alone. You can't be what you were when you became famous because you lost it. So many stars that were magnificently beautiful when they were young became horribly ugly when they got old. And they still thought they could continue playing beautiful, gorgeous girls. And of course they couldn't. So to thy own self be true and know your capabilities and know what you're worth. Harrison Ford is a box office grab.
Actually, he's the biggest actor in history.
Yeah, I had a thing with him. When we lived in Manhattan, my daughter Deirdre was young, and they were shooting, I forgot what movie it was, where they were doing it in front of a pet store. And in the window were all these little puppies that they put in there just for the movie. So in between a shoot, my daughter went over and looked in the window with two other children, and some rude little punk, those jerks that think there's somebody that worked for us, yelled at the children, "Get away from that window, go back, go where your parents are, get out." Really nasty. So I, of course, being the big mouth from Brooklyn, I walked over to Harrison Ford. And I said, "Harrison, let the children see the dogs before you shoot. You've just hurt all their feelings. And you don't want me to talk about it." And he looked at me like, "Who the hell are you?" And I said, yeah. You don't want me to do it. You don't want this kind of press. So he looked at me as if to say, "Who are you?" And I said, "And that's a mystery." And I walked away. Well, he told the guy, the rude guy, "Let the kids look at the dog in the window." And all the children ran over and they were looking at the puppies in the window. So Harrison is a nice guy. I liked him because we chatted a little bit about it. And he was very in agreement with me. And he thought it was not necessary. We weren't shooting. So I like Harrison Ford for that. I respect him because he was not above it all. He understood the kids. The children were hurt. They were insulted. The way this jerk, what do they call them again? The people that clean up the set.
I don't know.
There's a word for them. They have a title. Idiot, probably. But anyway, I liked Harrison. He was nice.
Oh, keep talking. I'm having a problem.
Keep talking. We're
Yes.
having a problem with it.
Yeah. Hey, Juan, do you see our guest? Because she says she's there. I'm wondering if she's on the wrong link, even though I sent her the right one, I thought.
Again, another.
Let's see. Oh, welcome. There she is. Okay, she's there.
There
Perfect.
she is.
All right,
Let's go
everybody.
see her.
There we go. Now, everybody, we see Claudia Wells, and now we're going to bring her in, make sure we can hear
Now
her.
I can't see you.
Hold on.
We cannot see you.
Wait, turn your camera on.
It is on.
Well, come
I'll
back.
start,
Come back from the
I'll
future.
just start over.
Okay.
Did you hear what I said? Come back from the future.
Oh.
You took your role.
Hey, Juan, do you see anything that we can do to get us? Because we can't see her.
You took your role too seriously.
Oh, they're coming back. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yay!
right here. Can you see me?
Yes, can
Yes.
you see us?
Well, you don't have to see us.
You can't see us? You look
Now I'm
gorgeous.
on again. You guys can't seem to hear me.
No, I can hear. We
You
can
know
see
what?
you and hear you.
If you can't
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can I describe myself? I'm 6
It
foot
says
2.
I'm backstage.
No, you're not backstage
It
anymore.
says
Now
I'm
you're
backstage, and the host may add you to the broadcast at any time. Be ready.
Hey, Juan, take her out and bring her back because I don't think she
The
can
app
hear
is
us.
saying the app says you are backstage. Only the host may add and be ready.
Hang on. Hey, Juan, take her out and bring her back and see if there's something up.
I've been here since like 10 after 12. By the way,
Can you hear you? Can you hear us now?
I can't hear you. It's very fuzzy.
I don't know why. That's weird.
That's weird.
Juan, you got any suggestions?
But
It sounds like you guys are in a tunnel.
Claudia, can I describe myself since you can't
Okay.
see?
Oh, you see me? Okay, good.
I'm
Can you hear
I
us
don't
now?
see me anymore. Or
I'm
you.
I'm 6 foot 2, built like an Adonis. I'm told I'm just a Rock Hudson double, and I'm 28 years old.
Oh, hang on. Do you have any headphones you can plug into your phone? Dude.
I guess that joke didn't work. Did
She
it?
You
can't
want me
hear
to
us.
just stay here or turn it off and start again?
Hang on.
Try tap dancing.
See if you hang on. Do you have any headphones you can plug into
Do I
it?
need headphones? I'm like 1 foot from my phone.
Well, I'm just thinking because maybe that's why you can't hear us. Maybe that's why you can't hear us. I'm not sure. Otherwise, let's bring her Juan, bring her out and bring her back again.
I'm I can't hear you. Let me try. Hold on. Hold on.
Juan, bring her out and bring her back otherwise, because something's wrong, because we never had a problem.
Bring her out, bring her back.
Yes. Oh. Okay, he's going to bring her back.
Okay, let me turn on these headphones.
Okay.
I've never done a show with headphones before, so I didn't think I needed them.
Okay. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to go to the kitchen and get something.
It's okay. All right, everybody. So we're working on it. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. We're seeing what we can work out now with Claudia Wells. So hopefully it'll work out. Headphones if she has them, and welcome, Claudia. We'll be with you soon. I'm not sure why we don't hear her. Maybe your volume's not up on the phone?
Even on StreamYard, I've never used headphones before. I'm trying to connect them right now.
Okay. Is the volume up on your phone? Maybe it's the
Let me
volume.
check. Okay, it's on full volume.
Okay. You can hear me or you can't hear me? Because we don't have headphones on. We're just talking normal. Oh, no, everybody. Sorry.
I'm trying to connect these headphones. Sorry, I'm not technical. I just
That's
usually
okay.
use the iPhone and talk.
Yeah, that's that, and it should work that way. I'm not sure why it's not.
You guys sound like the Peanuts mom. These aren't connecting. I'm so sorry. Let me
That's
try
okay.
again. So can you see me and hear me?
Yes, but you can't see us.
I can't see you.
Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
I can very, very barely hear you.
This
Sorry,
is-
we should have done a practice.
Hey, Juan, is there a way to bring her out?
Why don't I leave and start over?
You can start over. Yes. Yes, leave and start over. That's good. All right, everybody. We're trying to get this to work. Hopefully, it'll work. I'm not sure why it's not. That's Brandy's new sunshine doll. Playful thing. Squeak it. She'll come running for it.
Go get it. Woo!
There she goes. That's so
And my
funny.
little boy.
Here's Astro, you guys. Astro, who's like the love of our lives.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Actually, Brandy's the love of our lives too, but Astro's the real love of our lives.
Wednesday.
So what's up, chat room? Hang on, we're trying to get this worked out.
Oh, yes, indeed. Now.
We haven't had this problem before, so it's a new one.
Okay, let's play cards
Let's see. Hang on.
while we wait. I'm gonna love you like nobody's loved you. Come rain or come shine. Yes, Astro, that's you, my sweet love.
In the meantime,
I love to make out with my dog.
you do all the time. You mix out with the dog all the time, you guys.
Look how he kisses.
Oh,
Jimmy,
shit,
why
yeah.
don't you lick me like that and kiss me like that?
I do. I mean,
Can't you play?
well, I don't lick you, but.
Be like play doggy. I could say I can make jokes about
No.
that. I won't. Anyway, what are we doing here?
We're waiting to see if she's going to come back in again.
I can
So
see
talk
you. I
about it.
can hear you.
You can
Like
see
the
us?
dog. Yeah.
Yeah!
Now I'm going to open with a compliment. You look like Elizabeth Taylor. Have people told you that?
Do you know what my Akuswa Busia, my best friend when I was younger, used to call her my mother.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Because
Yeah,
I
she
knew
thought that too.
I knew Elizabeth for years.
You did?
Yes, I did, because she worked for AMFAR, and I worked for Elizabeth Taylor Foundation for AIDS Research for doing these shows for years. So
That's
Elizabeth,
amazing. I met her once.
well, we hooked up business-wise, but I knew her. One time she was fat, one time she was thin. So, you know, there was that in between kind of a Liz time. But you look like Elizabeth Taylor. If you had that makeup of Liz, you'd look just like her.
I have not heard that in years. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm not lying, because I didn't say you look like Hermione Gingold.
Wait, you didn't say what? You didn't say what?
I didn't say you look like Hermione Gingold.
No, it's
Do you remember
fabulous.
Hermione Gingold?
So hold on, let's do an intro. All right, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the famously talented Claudia Wells. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Jimmy. Hi, Ron.
We're super
Hi.
excited to have you on. We haven't seen you in a long time, and we haven't even been going to LA in a long time. But I went and did all kinds of research on you. You have more interviews on YouTube from conventions and from just being who you are on YouTube than almost any other celebrity that we've ever had on. We've had like 1,500 celebrities or something on. I couldn't believe how much stuff when you go to YouTube. You're all over the fucking place.
Wow. Uh-oh, he said a swear word.
He said the F word.
Wow.
He said the F word. And I said to him, we cannot curse on this show anymore because certain celebrities are prudish, the old ones, and they won't come on our show because of the vulgarity. Meanwhile, we have 5 million people who watch us every week and love the filthy talk.
And in the chat room, they do think you look like Liz Taylor. Say hi to the chat room.
Look like Elizabeth.
Hi, cameraman. Hi, cameraman.
Say chat room too. We have a chat room. Say hi to the chat room.
Hi, chat room.
There you go. I got a lot. You're actually in LA. Are you actually in your Armani Wells store?
I'll be there in an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. I made sure that no one can schedule appointments with me while we're together.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. So
let's hear about the private joke. What is
okay,
that
so Armani Wells, you guys, is her clothing store. She sells a high end, kind of like Cece did.
Okay,
she has a high end. Is it? I don't know if it's consignment. You tell us what it is, and that way I don't.
Okay.
Beat it up.
So when I was 25, I opened it at the same location where I'm at now. It's Armani Wells. It's super high-end men's clothing only, no women's clothing. And it's everything from casual to formal, head to toe, including accessories, only designers. So Armani, Versace, Canali, Zegna, Prada, Gucci, Tom Ford, Brunello Cucinelli, Loro Piana. And I sell things for about 20% of retail. Sometimes it's 50% of retail if it has new with tags, which most of my stuff has. So I am a resale store. I don't do consignment. I own everything in the shop because I want to be able to give my clients the best prices, and I can do that if I don't have to call someone and say, do you mind if I, give a discount? And when someone comes in, I'm open by appointment only. So I style the men head to toe. Literally, I say, walk in with your wallet. I'll do all of the rest. I bring them to the tailor. I oversee the entire thing, and every item in the store I've personally chosen and purchased. And
I love it. So I used to be a clothing designer, and I used to have stores in Florida, and I made all one of a kind clothes. So I'm very familiar with the clothing industry itself. And you guys, the website is ArmaniWells.com, and she has tons of celebrities. And I saw a video of you working with someone who's a very dear friend of ours, Sean Kanan.
Oh, Sean! Yes, I love Sean.
Came to our house
for years. I've been I buy and sell with him. I just saw him at a Comic-Con recently.
Yeah, he's a very good friend. He and his wife, Michelle.
Oh, she's phenomenal and stunning.
We had a dinner party at our house, and I had about 20 people, and I was cooking all Italian food for them, and I got sort of backed up. And Sean jumped up and started making the salad, and Michelle got in there, where she's Italian, and was helping me. And in 10 minutes, we had the meal on the table. That's the kind of people they are. Sean and Michelle are not show-off snobs. They are.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
They're real friends, and we love them.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy.
In fact, Sean is going to be in a movie with me that Michelle is going to direct.
Two.
Really?
2 movies that Michelle's going to direct.
2 movies, yeah. So Sean
I'm
plays.
still acting, by the way. Hint, hint.
No, but Sean plays my son in one of the films.
Perfect.
Actually, because I actually saw you've done a little bit of stuff recently, and I wasn't positive. But you guys, if you go to ClaudiaWells.com and you're interested in booking her, she has a thing. I saw it on there yesterday when I was on her website looking at everything. And because I'm a producer, I have 9 films in production that I'm working on right now, and so it's good to know that because.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody loves you, and you go to conventions almost every weekend. It seems like you're always all over the world.
Well, I am all over the world. It's not every weekend, but it's been quite a lot. I'll be in Wales at the Comic-Con, the Monopoly Events Comic-Con, August 12th and 13th. And gosh, yeah, I've been all over. I was in Europe, I think, 6 times in a matter of 4 months.
Lucky
yeah,
you.
it was nuts. I love it, but the good thing about my store being open by appointment only, and by the way, you do it through the ArmaniWells.com. That's the only way to schedule to come into my store. But it affords me the freedom to be able to do the other part of my career, which is the, appearances and events like that. And then even acting. I was sent to Prague maybe 6, 7 months ago to play a queen in a castle in a fairy tale movie.
Good for you. What were you gonna say?
They wanted me to play a queen once in the fairy tale.
How'd that work out?
I wasn't about to, you just fed me that, and I wasn't about to drop it. Now, Claudia, when you go to all these Comic-Con things, you're going because of Back to the Future. Is that what the big draw is?
That's absolutely. Some people remember that I starred in Herbie the Love Bug, that TV series. Sometimes they ask about that, or Fast Times. I played Linda Barrett, the Phoebe Cates character, in the TV series version of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. But truly, it is Back to the Future. I mean, I've got people dressed in cosplay, and yeah, it's pretty much Back to the Future.
Tell our audience, what part did you play in Back to the Future? I know, but I want them to know.
I played Marty McFly's present-day girlfriend, Jennifer Parker.
And you played it well.
Thank you.
It really was.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about that a little bit because I think it's super cool. First of all, Back to the Future, you guys, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, Kristen Glover, James Tolkien, J.J. Cohen, Billy Zane. There's a whole bunch of people, but we've actually had James Tolkien and J.J. Cohen on the show.
James is like my best buddy. I love James.
I love him. And for you guys who if you don't remember, you can also remember James from Top Gun, the original Top Gun. He's like the commander guy who doesn't really like Tom Cruise.
Your ego is writing your something is writing checks that your ego can't cash.
Yeah, you can't cash, right? I loved it. So he's a really cool guy. So how is it being in one of the most iconic? Do people recognize you on the street? Because Back to the Future, probably for my generation, and I'm probably a little older than you, but probably one of the most iconic movies of my growing up in the world.
You know, it's funny. I was in Vienna for a day in between jobs, and just walking down the street, this stranger came up and he recognized me. I'm always surprised when people recognize me. Sometimes I'm like, who told you?
No, I like. Oh, there she goes.
Shit, I haven't. You know what? I bet that means somebody called her phone.
Sorry. So yeah, occasionally they do.
I like.
Hang on, let her finish that though. Let her finish.
No, but she's talking about when she walks down the street, people recognize her, and that opens the door for me to say, when I walk the streets, I'm happy that they recognize me because I made $50.
You're a funny guy. I like you.
So actually, we should give a shout out too, real quick, to Diane McClure Repetto because she's who actually introduced.
Peanut butter, my peanut butter. You got me. You beat me to the punch. I have a shout out for Peanut Butter, who's you call Diane, and Mary and Zachy.
Yes, Mary and Zach, Jaden and Mary, and so that's awesome. And
we're actually going to a birthday party for Mary.
I don't know if that might be secret. I don't
Wait,
know.
it might be a secret. Don't say anything.
We're not going to a birthday party.
So we
By
actually.
the way, I call Diane Peanut Butter because she's been my assistant at 5 or 6 shows, and she is so extraordinary and so capable and amazing that she's the peanut butter to my jelly sandwich.
Oh, there
Did
you
you
go.
ever eat any of her candy?
What'd you say?
Have you ever eaten any of her candy? You know, she has a candy.
No, but I've seen it. The fudge, it looks
Yeah.
amazing. No.
She makes her own homemade, the chocolate. Oh my God. It's like an
I
organ.
know. For Great America.
No, her candy is so delicious that when you see it, you want to fuck it.
Okay, this is a no curse word zone. I say that at my store too. It's not just you.
Okay.
Claudia, I had to do that once in the show because I don't want our viewers or fans to say, oh, now they went clean.
I love it. So okay, so let's go.
I didn't talk about your boobs or any of that shit.
So how do you like going to all the conventions, and how was it when the actual movie came out? What was that like back in the what year did it come out?
70s.
No,
July 3rd, 1985.
1985.
Oh, was it
Okay,
85?
85. So how was that for you when that came out and there was just a storm of media and everything that was going on? What was that like for you?
That's a really good question. I went into a TV series pretty quickly after the movie came out, that's when I started doing Fast Times. So I was on set every day. And you know how when you're on set, there's no world outside of the soundstage or wherever your set is. So all I really paid attention to about it was my mom mentioned that it was at the Avco for 9 months. And at that time, movies don't stay for 9 months, maybe a few months. And I've been acting for so long and starring in TV series and episodics and movies of the week and school break specials. And I guess a lot of people don't realize that I did more than, Back to the Future. So I didn't really pay heed to the fame of it. It didn't quite hit my consciousness until maybe 15 years ago when all the appearances started happening and the conventions. And now Back to the Future seems to grow every year exponentially. I mean, they just did a huge event in New York last night honoring Bob Gale and Michael J. Fox and Team Fox, and showed the Back to the Future, the musical. I had to decline because I had other stuff I have to do, but that's going to like explode even more because now it's on Broadway.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Well, it was a good script with a good idea because it's something that people are interested in. What is it going to be like in the future? Are we going to have two heads or what? But I just want to tell you something. I'm 83 years old, all right? And I want you to enjoy everything you're having now. Everything you're having now, enjoy. Because when you become 83 years old with white hair, you no longer look like you look now, so people will never recognize you. So I'm in the business since 1959, okay?
Wow.
I'm 83. No one recognizes me. Unless sometimes if I speak, they say, I think I've seen you in something. I said, yeah, I have black hair. And I was young. And I look like Tony Curtis. Now I don't any longer.
I can see that. No, I can totally see that.
Not any longer. No, when I was younger, yes. So I kind of tell everybody in the business, enjoy the intrusion of people. Because the day will come when they're not going to intrude anymore. And you're going to walk around saying, crap, I wish somebody would recognize me. Gee whiz, I did all that work. So I'm happy that you're so recognized now. Enjoy it. It's a wonderful gift. I know a lot of big celebrities because I'm from the 1950s days where the movie stars were legends. Jane Russell was my best friend, Betty Davis. I knew all of them. And they would, some of them would be very annoyed if they were recognized. And I would say to them, why are you so pissed off? They'd say, well, because that's my job. It's not my life. I have a life too. I said, no, you don't. When you're as famous as you are, you do not have a life. Your life belongs to the public. And how do you feel about that?
I'm glad you asked. I'm very grateful that I have my store so I can take care of people and get that same sort of relation and back and forth and transforming someone's life in a different kind of a way. And I love that I have that and that solid business basis for 32 years now. I also am so honored and grateful that I have the opportunity to meet people all over the world, and we have a commonality. It's like there's a loyalty factor and a love that is just intrinsic. And to be able to go someplace and have people be so nice to me, even though they've never met me before, and to see the effect I can have on their life just by giving them a hug or a smile. I mean, people will cry or, say it's the greatest moment of their life. Even a 15-year-old once said, you made my life. I mean, it's just,
if you help, it's
to
good.
have no strangers because of that commonality and that love and that appreciation. And also it's a business as well. It just blows my mind.
I think though.
Wait, if you know who Jane Russell is, right?
Of course. And 18-hour bra.
Well, but more than that. Jane was
I know Marilyn Monroe, and I know.
She was my dearest and best friend. And when we would go to dinner together, there was always a few people that came over to the table. While we were eating, they don't have the protocol of years ago to wait for us to stop eating and then come.
Right,
and
right.
Jane never got annoyed. And they would say to her, "Can I have your autograph?" She said, "No, but you can have a picture with me because that I know you'll keep." And I said, "That's very curious because how many people sign autographs and these people throw them away? But nobody throws a photograph away with you. So are you generous? Do you take photos with people if they ask you?"
Of course. I have Back to the Future pictures and clock tower flyers in my store because sometimes fans come in, not just customers who want me to dress them. And I always do pictures with all of them.
I like it. I want to say
And
that
when people ask me, "Can I have a picture with you?" I say, "Yes. Would you like it with me with clothes or without?"
I should have seen that coming.
No, I think so. The first time we met you, you were super friendly to everybody. I mean, there was a lot of celebrities at the event, but you
Yeah.
were super nice to everybody. You were dressed amazingly fun. I think that you have a reputation, for being really nice with your fans, and I think that's nice for everybody.
But you don't know who I am. You don't remember. You never saw me. So that's what's terrible about this business. I've done a lot of work, a lot of television, a lot of stuff. And I could go anywhere. I'm unnoticed.
He's more noticed now for our show because we just broke 1,100,000,000 downloads.
But I'll tell you, I would
I'm
like
so happy to be on your show, and
I would like
that's
it
just extraordinary.
if somebody would come up to me and say, "Oh, I've seen you in this and that, and I enjoyed your work," that would make me happy. But a lot of times they come over and they say, "I've seen you before. Where do I know you from?"
I get that. I
No,
get
I-
that a lot.
I
We go
said,
to school together. Yeah, I get that a lot.
I said, "You probably know me from the Flamingo Massage Parlor."
So we do that a lot, though. Like I started out as a celebrity clothing designer. Like I said, I had a bunch of clothing stores, and I dressed Elton John. I mean, everybody shopped in my stores. Like I did the costume design for Too Fast, Too Furious, and that's how I initially though would go to conventions and take free clothes, and that's how I would get all the celebrity guests on the show right off the bat. Like one of my first guests was like Malcolm McDowell, Clive Barker, like all these
Wow.
people right at the beginning.
Did you do
That's
No,
that?
I didn't do that. And so that's how I built the show initially before I met Ron. And it was a
Before he
lot of
met me,
fun.
his life was in ruin.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. And so we've had a lot of celebrities, and we just know a lot of celebrities because we do make movies and stuff.
Combined,
And you're one of,
combined, we know
we
everybody.
don't watch a single TV show that we don't know somebody.
Right.
Every show that comes on, we know somebody.
That's
And
beautiful.
it makes it a lot of fun. And I think that you've been very nice with all your fans, and it makes it a lot of fun. So I want to.
I'm glad we
Well, they
know
mean the world to me. They literally mean. I mean, I don't understand. I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Ron.
No, I'm just saying that I'm happy we know you now because of Diane, our paths will cross.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
to know you. Next time I see you, I will know you in person.
And I will know you.
Yeah,
I
and
was
I
just
will-
going to say, it blows my mind that anyone wouldn't be appreciative and kind to fans because they're the only reason why we have these opportunities.
Right.
I mean, it's just kind of makes sense.
Most people recognize them, but they don't all. So let's talk a little bit about.
like I tell everybody, I'm a newcomer in the business. I started 64 years ago. And I'm a newcomer. Because nobody knows me. They say, "Oh, what made you at your age decide to act?" I said, "What are you talking about?" They said, "Well, you're 83 years old. What makes you decide to act?" I said, "Baby, I was in a movie in 1959 with Ted Bunter and Sophia Loren."
Wow, I love that.
I
I
started.
just turned 57.
Oh, that's how
You
old
don't
I am.
look
I'm
it.
57 also.
Yay.
You look good. You look a lot of work done now.
No, and I will let me clarify this for the entire world because online it's always like she shouldn't have fixed her face. She shouldn't have had so much work. I have not had any surgery on my face other than my chin after a car crash.
Oh,
That's
different.
it.
I know. I love it. So,
Me too. People say, "How much work have you? How many lifts have you had? Well, how much work have you had?" And I said, "Absolutely not." I said, "If you think my face looks young, you should see my other parts."
Oh, that's silly.
so let's talk a little bit about Fast Times real quick because
Okay.
I didn't watch it when it was going on, but I've seen it. I saw it later. But Courtney Thorne-Smith, Patrick Dempsey, Ray Walston, Fred Willard, Martin Mull, Jason Hervey. What a great, phenomenal cast. And I was a huge Melrose Place fan, so Courtney Thorne-Smith eventually was on Melrose Place. Was she kind of cool, and do you still know her?
I don't still know her, and she is very cool. I think that show started a bunch of people off to stardom, like Patrick Dempsey, Courtney Thorne-Smith, Wally Ward, who became Wallace Langham. on CSI, I think. Yeah, very cool girl. She and I read together at the network, and I actually did a cold reading because my agent found me at a restaurant and said, you have to go to the network for Fast Times. And I said, I thought we weren't going to do that. And she said, well, I thought I was negotiating for a 1 hour show, but it was a 30-minute show. Get there. This is the deal. And I was like, all right. So I went there and did a cold reading with Courtney and another girl. And then when I was in the elevator, the network lady said, don't tell your agent I told you this, and I'm not supposed to do this, but you got the part.
Yay!
I've had that sometimes.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I was shocked.
You know, I've had that said to me. I said, I guess I screwed up on that one, huh? And they said,
So this, I'm going to
don't
ask you.
worry about
I'm
it.
going to ask you a question that probably nobody ever asks.
Oh, good.
According to your IMDb, you did 2 episodes of Family. When I was growing up, Christy McNichol was my idol. Like, I had pictures of her, and now she's a lesbian and I'm gay. How do you figure that out? But I had pictures of her in my
You're
locker at
gay?
school.
You're
I had,
homosexual? Oh
wait,
my
let me
God.
finish.
No,
I want to know what
I
it's
don't
like.
sit next to
Yeah, right.
homosexuals.
We're married. So how was Christy? How was it working? Because she was a big star when Family came out.
She was a huge star. So that was Seda Thompson, James Broderick, whose Matthew is his son, Quinn Cummins, and Christy. And I have always admired Christy McNichol's acting. I mean, I just think it's amazing. And I still lived in San Francisco. I was 11 when I got that part. And at the dining room table where they had us do our 3 hours of school, I just sat there and stared at her. It was really, that was my step into acting.
Oh my God! So
at 11.
when I was young, I had in 7th and 8th grade, there was this girl, Shannon Reynolds, and she was just like Christy McNichol, and I should have figured out because now she's a basketball coach. But I was like in love with her, and like I would like just die
You
for
were
her.
in fantasy.
No, I didn't know I was gay then. I hadn't figured it all out.
Everybody knows they're gay.
But I loved
They're
Christy
gay.
McNichol. Christy McNichol was
I
meant
hate
for
when
me.
these gay guys said I was 30 years old and realized I was gay.
No,
I mean, what are you bullshitting?
I'm talking about I'm 11 or something. I'm 11 years old.
We are born gay. I have no clue as to what straight people. I've never been straight. I have no idea what it's like to be straight. Not a clue. Just like you have no idea what it's like to be a lesbian. It's the same thing. So, I mean,
Actually, interesting that about Family, because when my mom and I moved to LA, Quinn Cummins from Family was the only person that we knew in the entire city when we moved here to be, so I could be an actress.
Oh my
What
God.
was that?
Wait, and you moved from San Francisco, Quinn Cummings. She was one of the stars.
Yeah, she was the girl from Goodbye Girl. She was nominated for with Richard Dreyfuss and Marsha Mason. But doing that episode of Family allowed me to convince my mom to leave our life in San Francisco and move to LA so I could be a proper actress and really pursue it. And she did.
Herbie the Love Bug came after that then?
Yes. Well, a while after that, I did several things in between. But yeah, Herbie the Love Bug with Dean Jones.
That was a huge one. Dean Jones is like the biggest Disney star ever.
A personal question.
Mm-hmm.
How many husbands have you had?
How many what?
Husbands have you had?
0. I've never been married.
Married. Good for you. You're smart. That's why you look so young. If you were married, you just wasn't broken down. Housewife.
How is life?
Housewife.
You know, she said if you had been married, you'd be broken
Yeah, I'm
down.
not the housewife, but I'm a good 99.8% Ashkenazi Jew, so I can cook and I can serve and I know how to host.
Yeah, well, I'm also part Jewish. My father was Jewish. My mother was Christian. So
I'm Christian and Jewish.
Yeah, so I have part Italian. You know, people think because you're Italian you have to be a Christian. I say Judaism is a religion. It's not a nationality. Anybody can be Jewish, just like you could be Christian. That boils me over with, you're Jewish, you're Italian. Do you get that?
Sammy Davis Jr. was Jewish.
Yeah,
Yes.
so was Elizabeth Taylor. Converted.
Yeah, no, I don't get that. I'm a founding member of my church, and God and Jesus is my entire life. And I also love the fact that I'm so fully Jewish, because I think a lot of my strength just comes from I'm a German Jew, so I think it comes just from in my cells and DNA of the strength of what Jews had to go through and survive.
Which we don't talk about. You know, we're so involved with slavery in this country. And let's feel sorry for black people because they were slaves 300 years ago. I do. It was terrible what was done to them. But it was far more terrible what was done to the German Jews only 80 years ago. How
I
6
think
million.
it's hard to compare, but it's
No, but I would,
but
because 6 million Jews were put to death.
yeah. I have relatives that were in the war, and well, my dad was in World War II actually, 10th Mountain Division, and I'm a Russian, Danish, German Jew.
Yeah, well, I feel sorry for the Jewish people more than anybody because they were executed. I think they would have preferred to have been slaves, at least living.
When I was
Right.
younger, I used to ask my mom about, can you imagine where we'd be scientifically and medically and artistically had that not occurred? I mean, just so much grace and talent and skill and intelligence obliterated.
So I want to
No, I agree with you.
do a promo for you real quick.
Oh, thank you.
So what I did is I downloaded your commercial for your store.
Oh, thank you.
And then we're going to come back and we have a couple of questions that we always ask everybody who's an actor and an actress, but I'm not going to tell you what they are until we get to it. But Juan, you're going to play the Armani Wells commercial. Claudia is going to introduce it real quick.
Okay, well, this was a little clip of an introduction to my store so people could see what it's like because I don't advertise. I'm all word of mouth. So this will give you a vibe of what it's about.
Yay.
I believe men deserve a place of their own, a place they can come in, be respected, happy, and have the opportunity to be gorgeous. That's what I do here. My name is Claudia Wells. I'm the owner of Armani Wells. I opened right here in the same location over 28 years ago. When someone comes in, it's my job to make them the most beautiful that they've ever been. I love to see a well-dressed man. But I don't think it's fair that it's so expensive. I think everyone should have the ability to wear the finest fabrics, the finest cuts. I've got Brioni, Versace, Armani, Prada, Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, jeans to tuxedos, head to toe, including accessories that are current style, perfect condition, as if they're brand new, because I buy from millionaires, billionaires, shopaholics, actors who can only wear things one time. I'm the only just for men resale shop anywhere in Los Angeles, and I believe I always have been. There's a comfort level for a man to wear something very high end. There's a power with that. I want my guys to be the most powerful man in the room. I want them to walk in with confidence and esteem. And a lot of times you get it from the clothes. When you look the part, you are the part. Now, I also have fans who come in from all over the world to surprise me. I've become a stop like Doc Brown's house or Universal Studios. They know they can find Jennifer Parker at Armani Wells. And I love that.
Yay!
Terrific commercial. Now,
Thank you.
absolutely think you must be a redhead again. I love.
Absolutely. I'm a redheaded guy. What?
No,
No.
you should be a redhead again. She loves your
I
red
love
I'll
hair.
tell my hair red. I'll tell my hairdresser.
I love the red better than this. The red, you're flaming, you're fabulous. I used to be a hair colorist because an actor starved. So I worked for La Jolie Femme in Sutton Place, New York.
Well, let me see what I can do about that.
We had all the top women. And I was a hair color consultant. And I told, some women came in, they wanted to be platinum blonde, silver. I said, no, your skin is silver. You can't. You need contrast. That red on you. Oh, drop dead.
I think you had red hair when we met you, actually.
Drop.
Yeah. I have red hair a lot of the time.
It's drop
kind of
dead.
a
Go
good
back
thing.
to red. Please go back to red. It makes you wild. No, I'm
I
serious.
will definitely keep that in mind, and I'm taking note. Thank you.
The red
Good.
the red is like Rita Hayworth, Susan Hayworth. It goes. It happens.
Okay, so here's the questions.
I might
Here's
be
the
that then.
questions I like to ask.
Okay, I'm
everybody.
ready. I'm ready.
All right. So you've been in all kinds of stuff. You've worked with tons of huge people. Bucket list, male and female actor that you think it would be great to work with that you've never worked with before that you think it would be fun. And if you could have been in any other movie that's ever been made in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Easy. Jess Lane,
Okay. I
Al
love that.
Pacino
I love that pick.
/ Robert De Niro, Gone
Okay.
with the Wind.
Gone with the
Scarlett
Wind.
O'Hara. Think about it tomorrow.
I love that.
Yeah, I went down. I auditioned for Scarlett O'Hara, and they said, "Gee, there's something wrong with you." I said, "What is that?" They said, "You're too tall."
Yeah.
I don't know where we are time-wise, but I screen tested, so the part was between me and the girl who got it for Gremlins, Goonies, Young Sherlock Holmes, Labyrinth, Adventures in Babysitting, and so many other movies. So I almost did all of those, and yet if I was to choose a movie, it's still Gone with the Wind.
Oh, that's cool. Those are all really good. I love Goonies.
It's a great movie. I when I was about 16, I think, I auditioned for West Side Story.
Oh, I can see that.
And I wanted to play on the Puerto Rican side because with my black hair, I look Puerto
Sure.
Rican. And they said, "Gee, Mr. Russell, you really have to know how to dance." I said, "Oh, can I bluff it?" They said, "We saw what you do. You really have to know how to dance." I had the nerve to go.
He auditioned, but he didn't get it.
Well, obviously, I mean, I was like a horse, a gorilla jumping around. But I mean,
Mariska Hargitay and I were at the audition for Mariska Hargitay and me were at the audition for Breakin', and there was a dance teacher making these dancers do all this stuff, and she and I were in the back looking at each other, going, "They do know that we're actors, right?"
Great movie.
What I was talking about was leading up to my question.
Oh, sorry.
My question is, did you, do you, or would you audition for anything, even if you know you're wrong for it? I did.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't. However, I say that but it's not necessarily a fully complete answer, because there was a part I got in a school break special, and the girl was described as tall, lanky, tan, blonde, long hair. And I'm not lanky, not tan, brown hair. And I got the part. So I will audition for a role that's not like exactly looking like me, but I won't audition for any role in terms of the project. If it's a project I don't want to be a part of, or it doesn't feel like I ought to be a part of, I'm not going to audition for that. But if it's a role of someone who's described looking differently, I have no problem with that.
I auditioned not long ago. I play a college kid.
Right.
I'm 6 foot tall, magnificently gorgeous. As I said, a Rock Hudson lookalike. And I didn't get the part. So I questioned the producer. I said, "Excuse me, but why didn't I get the part?" He said, "Listen, when we need somebody senile, we'll call you."
Oh. You're not senile, or you wouldn't remember that story.
No, it's a made-up story.
Did you have to audition for Back to the Future?
Yes, I had one audition. I walked in. It was Steven Spielberg, Bob Gale, Bob Zemeckis, Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy, Judy Taylor, Fenton Feinberg, cameraman, and Neil Canton. And I was in there for about 2.5 hours, and Steven was talking to me the whole time. The guy who was auditioning for Marty was on his 11th callback. This is before Eric Stoltz got it. And it was one of my most fun auditions I've ever had. Steven kicked out the cameraman because he didn't want to have a video camera that he wasn't in charge of. And the audition scene was the scene that Marty and Lorraine in the backseat of the car where she's smoking and drinking at the dance, the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. And Steven was just asking me all these questions. And every time I would say, "I'll tell you, but you have to promise not to tell my mom." And she's like, And it was really, really fun. It was literally just one time, but I had just not gotten the part in Gremlins, Goonies, and Young Sherlock Holmes. So I think they were all kind of aware of me. Um, but yeah, no, it was one audition. I got the part, and then some people know the story, but I got the part. Then Eric got the part of Marty, and then a pilot I had done the previous 6 months prior with Ed Asner and Eileen Brennan and Dennis Haysbert called Off the Rack got picked up to be a series, and the series was in the same time frame as my filming Back to the Future. And because that was my original contract and ABC didn't want to share me with Amblin, I had to back out from being Jennifer and go with my commitment. And Ed Asner said to the producers, he's like, let the kid do a Spielberg movie. But they wanted me right where they wanted me. So they recast my part, and she never actually filmed. I did pictures when Eric Stoltz was Marty to be in his wallet, like girlfriend pictures. And then Eric was let go. I was done with my series. Michael was hired. The girl they had replaced me with is 5'6" or 5'7". Michael's 5'4". I'm 5'3". I got my part back.
That's an amazing story, actually, and I think a lot of people don't actually know that Eric Stoltz was Marty McFly. I knew that, but I think a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't think anyone would ever know, and then after the 25th anniversary, it was started being made public. I mean, he's a great guy. I took acting class with him when he first moved to LA with Stella Adler, her master class. He's such a talented guy, but thank God it worked out the way it did because I got to still be Jennifer.
Yeah, and you got to do both things. You got to do both.
And I got to do both things. You're right.
Which makes it a lot of fun.
Well, I went to audition for Streetcar Named Desire, and Marlon Brando was there, and of course they wanted me. They really did.
Is this a real story or a joke story?
If you let the joke run, people will know it's.
I know, but
people will know it's bullshit. I've auditioned with Marlon Brando for Streetcar Named Desire, and he got the film because he slept with the producer and I didn't. Other than that, I would have had Streetcar. See, there's the joke.
I can see you auditioning for that.
Yes, I was too ethnic looking. My problem, see, I don't look like this when I'm young. If I ever showed you a picture of me young, you'd faint. You'd think I was Arabic or Greek or some. I'm very dark in the summer. And my hair was jet black, and I had these big, thick black eyebrows and long eyelashes. Very, very swarthy looking. Back then, they wanted Tab Hunter, Troy Donahue, blonde men. It was all about the boy next door, like Grace Kelly, the girl next door.
Mm-hmm.
I would go down and audition for so many things, and they'd say, just not right. Now, at 100 years old, I have 6 movies I'm making because they want me to play mobster, father, all the shit. But when I was young, terrible. You couldn't. Sal Mineo started it. When Sal, you know who Sal Mineo is?
Mm-mm.
Sal Mineo was Rebel Without a Cause with Natalie Wood and James.
Oh, of course.
Played the little boy. When Sal Mineo started auditioning and getting work, then they started to accept the Latin. But back in those days, it was very hard getting work.
I love it. So we got we have 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. So first of all, what do we want to promote for you? Where are you going to be next?
Next, I will be in Wales, August 12th and 13th for the Monopoly event, Comic-Con. And if they can't make it to a Comic-Con or to an appearance, they can always purchase photos on ClaudiaWells.com. And also my event schedule is always right there. As soon as I'm signed up for something, I put it on that website. Real important, if you want to come to my store, you have to go through ArmaniWells.com. And my media sites online are The Claudia Wells on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And I'm on YouTube. My channel's called Claudia Wells. And I'm a TikToker now, and that's Claudia Wells Official. But mostly, I just want to say I'm grateful and appreciative and honored that people are so loving and kind and interested in the old me. And I just do the best I can every day.
And we're so happy you came on the show.
it makes all of the slings and arrows that we have to put up with in our business. You know, it's a tough business. The rejection, the looking at you like you're a piece of meat. You know, you're too short, you're too tall, you're too fat, you're too
That's
blonde.
right.
You're not right. It's constant rejection, constantly telling you that you're not good enough.
You're right.
And we have a strength that goes beyond the norm because we say, fuck you, and we keep going forward. I said, cursed again. That's okay. And we keep going. We don't stop.
You're exactly correct. You just described it very well.
I'm 83 years old, and I'm still out there slugging.
I'm not, but I'm still, my dream is still to continue acting. I just have chosen to pray that it comes to me when it's supposed to. And
well, you gotta push faith a little bit. You gotta push faith.
Yeah, but everybody,
you have to push faith,
and everybody knows you because you're like everybody actually knows you. When you say Claudia Wells, people actually know you. Sometimes you have people on it, and you have to say, you know, their name, and then you have to say, you know, they were in this, and this. But
like Ron Russell, and then he was in this.
Yeah, but with you, Claudia, when you say Claudia Wells, people automatically know.
And you're still valuable. You look great. You speak well. You got your marbles. You're not a drugged up idiot. And you really do well. And I think that you could work again well.
I would love to.
I'd like to work with you. I think we'd have a good time.
We'll put her in something.
Okay. We have fun on the set anyway.
Absolutely.
I think I'd be a better actress now because of all the life experience I've had. I wouldn't have to make it up. I could just like draw on reality.
And also, you're at the age now where perfection is in the drama that you know inside of you.
Right.
When you're young, there's no drama in you. It's all erection time, you know, excitement, erection, jump, go, get. But when we get to be 50, we suddenly have a value that comes about us that we don't have as youngsters. I guess it's called maturity.
Yeah.
And you are a lovely woman.
Thank you.
I'd like to see you in film. I think you're probably a damn good actress too.
Thank you.
So I think you should get Jimmy. I would like to work with her.
So we'll see what we can do. I have her phone number.
We're
friends.
We're friends. She could play my older sister.
Oh, yeah. All right, Claudia. So good
girlfriend.
Thank you so much. You guys follow the Claudia Wells in social media. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you both.
Yes.
You are absolutely a delight. A total delight.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I just love you guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was
She
Claudia
is the
Wells.
nicest woman.
Fabulous.
The nicest. I can't say girl anymore because people get upset. But she's the nicest woman.
So
woman makes you sound older. I like girl better. She's such a nice girl.
So you guys, we're going to take a quick music break, and then we're going to bring on our next guest, and we're going to play a song by our next guest. The name of the song is Used to Be Hers. It's a super great song. We're going to play it, and then in a couple of minutes, we'll be back with Manny Cabo. So here it is. Take it away, Juan.
This is my house, this is my car. I got my seat at the end of the bar, and where I spend most nights these days. This is my room, this is my bed, where the sleepless nights don't end. Oh, what I'd give to go back in time again. I'd let her know how I felt. She was my love, she was my soul, she was my days when I grow old. I could still see the sunshine on the skin. She was my words, she was my song, and the kills me like she's gone. Oh, she was so much more than my best friend. She knew my life so well, 'cause it used to be hers. It used to be hers. Used to be hers. This is my shirt, these are her tears that she cried for so many years. And now it's me who sheds them every day. Now this is my pain, and this is your song. I'm gonna sing it all night long. Oh, to the beat of my broken heart again.
everybody. Now we're going to bring on our next guest. Go ahead and bring him in, Juan.
Bring him
Hello, hello. Hey, Manny, how you doing?
How are you guys? So good to be here, man.
Oh, so really? You think I look much younger than when you saw me 2 years ago? Okay.
No, you guys look great, man. You guys look amazing.
You think I'm the most terrific thing in the world? Oh, that's nice. Thank you. So what have you been doing since you bombed on the stage at Soho's event?
Yeah. Actually, do you even remember us? Do you remember?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Of course I do. Listen, as a 25-year veteran photographer, I don't forget faces. I'll forget a name, but I won't forget a face.
I'm so magnificent looking you couldn't possibly forget.
And you were great. No, I remember. Hold on, let's do a formal introduction. All right, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, singer, songwriter, rock star, author, and photographer, Manny Cabo. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys.
And to any of you women out there who want to break up a marriage or a relationship, you got Manny. It's true. He's very Puerto Rican, right, Manny?
Yeah, I was born here. I'm an American craft cheese, but I was my mom's Puerto Rican and my dad's Uruguayan. So yeah, I'm Hispanic.
I thought we spoke and you said you were Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I am half Puerto Rican, half Uruguayan, but I was born here.
Half Puerto Rican, half Uruguayan.
Yeah, well, Puerto Rican happened to be my favorite Hispanic people.
Puerto Rican.
I love
Puerto Rican. So wait, you live in New Jersey too, right?
I do.
There's nobody more fun than a Puerto Rican. Oh my God.
I agree.
When I was growing up, back in the 50s, Puerto Ricans were not too accepted in this country, by the way. They didn't like them. I didn't give a shit because Manny Rivera, same name as you, was my best friend. And through Mary, I met Gloria Hernandez, who I went out with. So I was hanging out with a bunch of Puerto Ricans who lived in the projects. Forget about it. The parties, the dancing, the music, the energy, the fried bananas. I love that.
And he actually just told the story with our last guest how he actually auditioned to be a dancer in West Side Story, but he couldn't dance.
Really?
I never had a dance lesson in my life.
Yeah, I think you need to dance though. Yeah, but you know what? You hook up with some Latinos, some platanitos, arroz, a little salsa. You're golden, man. You're absolutely.
Well, I auditioned for the movie they made now. I was 80 at the time, and they said, "Gee, Mr. Russell, we were looking for somebody a little younger."
Yeah, right.
I said, "Younger than 80?"
83. So hold on, we have a chat room filling with a bunch of people. They're all saying hi. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Love you all.
Actually, B. Claudia is in Germany, and she usually never misses a show. She came late. So she's only here for you, but she wrote, "You're a great vocalist. You were in The Voice 2015. Adam Levine picked you." So she has all your shit down.
That's awesome. Well, B. Gates.
Now I mentioned that the fair that Soho Johnny had. You were outrageously great. I got to tell you that, not because you're in front of me.
I have my moments, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So I have.
Manny, you kind of made that boring evening
Awesome.
better.
Awesome.
It wasn't the most exciting evening for us. Nobody was. There was some that you were good. You were part of the good people.
Well, tell me how you really feel, Ron. Tell me how you really feel.
That's how he always does. He'll always No, we loved a lot of it.
Thank you, guys. That means a lot coming from you guys. You guys have filtered talent throughout the years, so that means a lot. So it's humbling.
I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn.
Exactly.
We don't
BS on this.
We don't smoke up anybody's ass.
So real quick, you guys can follow Manny on Instagram. He's at the Manny Cabo. His website is mannycabo.com. I didn't actually know you did a whole bunch of these other things, and I probably should have. Because I remember, when we met you, it was a terrible time.
Yeah, it was.
You were going through a terrible time. I don't exactly remember what. There was either a flood or a fire or something.
That's right.
What it was.
I almost didn't make it to that show that you guys hosted with Soho Johnny.
I thought you did because you sort of saved it.
Yeah, I was there in borrowed clothing. I lost everything in Hurricane. I had 25 years of my livelihood. And, Drumagainon's like, Manny, listen, if you can't make it, I get it. I'm like, listen, I never cancel a show. I've performed with stomach viruses, bronchitis. I've turned around, hurled, and got back on stage. So I'm not missing this. That was my only sense of normalcy in that entire 2-week period. So I'm grateful for that show.
I remember that and how you've rebounded and how things seem like they're going really good.
Because you're a true showman. When you commit yourself to the public, I don't give a shit. Half dead, you better be there because people pay tickets to see you. and you don't want them to get screwed out of their ticket.
It's funny too. You mentioned Drummageddon because we're bringing him on next week. He's going to come on next week.
Oh, he's such a good guy. Yeah, I attribute that show to him. But yeah, it's true. You know, there's a level of expectancy as an entertainer that you have to deliver. This is what we do, and if you don't, well, then you should be in this industry.
So one thing.
How could you not? I mean, I know some performers. I won't mention their names, but they're very, very big people, very big. And I've heard them talk to their manager and say, "Listen, if it doesn't go like I'm saying, I'm not there." And I thought to myself, what the fuck are you talking about? You know how many people are going to be out of work if you're not there?
Yeah.
Do you know how many people buy tickets? And how do you dare do that? How do you think you're so big that you don't show up? Remember one thing, actors and performers like us, we're little people. We just look big on the screen.
I love it. So let's talk a little bit about first. Okay, so we mentioned Johnny's thing. I already knew who you were because Ron doesn't really like reality shows, but I used to work for a record label, and I found a lot of the talent by watching auditions from every show. So a lot of times I used to when he would go to bed, I would lay in bed and on my iPad I would watch all the auditions with headphones on. You sang "Here I Go Again," Whitesnake song, huge song.
I know that "Here I Go Again."
David Coverdale, Whitesnake is great. We're like friends with Tawny. We were friends with Tawny Katane before she passed, and she's been on the show. So you sang the song. You got a 4-chair turn, which doesn't happen very often, especially for somebody who sings rock, because most of the rock singers only get 1 or 2 chair turns. Even now, even still, they don't get, because I still watch the auditions. The blind auditions is the best part.
Is that what you call his music, rock?
Yeah, he's rock.
It's like commercial rock. But you know what the funny thing is? People. What's that? Say that again.
Do they still use that term? I don't know what the frig they're talking about half the time. Because in my day, your music was called, I guess, what was it called? It wasn't called rock. It was called something else.
It was more like hard rock or glam rock at the point.
It wasn't hard rock. You're not hard rock.
Yeah.
Hard rock is like you can't understand any of it. But it was I'm from that era. I'm older than you, but I was always young. I was never old.
You look young now, man. What are you talking about?
83 young. But anyway, so what the hell did we used to call it? Anyway, it'll come to me.
Actually, though, because you have phenomenal genes and you look incredibly young, and the only reason I know you're not as young as you look is because I rewatched your audition the other day because I knew you were coming on, and you said your age on it. Then I think, if I remember, it was like 45 back when you did that.
That's right.
So now you're 53.
53. But people don't even realize I did the Spanish NBC version as well in Spanish.
Yes, I know you did the Spanish. I didn't actually know that, but I know that. But
53 is a baby.
I know 53 is a baby, but in the rock music world, most of them are like 20.
Bullshit. What's his name was just given another award. Oh my God, I wish I was young and had a brain. The famous English guy, the rock and roll guy. I just saw it on Facebook. He's like my age.
That's different, though. Those are like super famous people.
Yeah, he just got another award.
So wait,
and I said, good for you.
So let's go back, though.
At 83 or 2, he's still getting awards.
So you guys, so Manny was on The Voice. He got the 4-chair turn. This is the judges on his season were Pharrell, Gwen Stefani, Adam Levine, and Blake Shelton. And why did you? I want to know, because Adam Levine turned first. Is that why you actually picked Adam Levine?
No, you know what's funny, man. Initially, my daughter had recommended I go with Blake. My daughter was 7 at the time, so I was initially going with Blake. And I don't know, man. It just resonated with me with respect to what Adam said. He's a rocker. He knew he was tall. He mentioned a couple of things that made sense to me, and like I said, resonated with me. So I went with my gut at the time, and I'm the type of person, I don't really analyze a lot. I live in the moment and I go with the gut feeling and just stay present. And that's what felt good to me.
I think it's so funny because I've always thought Maroon 5 was like, okay, like they're not one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
But after he became a judge on The Voice, I developed a lot more respect for him to make me actually like them a lot better because you get to know him a little bit. I mean, who knows if that's real?
He is so damn talented too. What a talented.
I know he's great. What a great singer.
You still live in New York, right, Manny?
New Jersey.
I'm sorry?
You're from Jersey.
Yeah, I'm from Jersey. Or Jersey, as we say.
We're Jersey. Yeah, Jersey.
You're supposed to say, what exit, Manny? That's the joke.
What I'm going to say is, and I've said this all the time,
Yeah.
It's so easy going to New Jersey. Try to get out of New Jersey.
Yeah.
Impossible. They don't have road signs. They don't believe in it.
Yeah.
They want to do that to torture New Yorkers. So whereabouts? North, south?
I'm in Elizabeth. I have to be near the
I
city.
know.
'Cause-
I know.
Yeah.
You're right over the bridge, right over the river.
Literally. Right
So wait a
over the
second.
gatos.
I want to go back. Let me just do this.
Yeah.
I want to go back. I want to go back to The Voice because I was very disappointed. First of all, it was a really good, your mashup with the other guy, well, I don't know who he is. Keith, yeah. It was really good. I watched it about 10 times, and I could see how, they were kind of split on who would go, but then you didn't get picked, and I was very disappointed. I didn't even know you then. But my question to you was, I was very surprised that you didn't get stolen. Were you surprised you didn't get stolen from anybody? Or
No,
were you okay, or
no.
how-
I go into these things differently, to be honest with you. On the show, man, I became more of a mentor, and what I was trying to go through the motions at, I wasn't surprised. First of all, I knew I wasn't, in a sense, because they had filled up all the teams already, so they were going to be extremely selective and picky. And for me, I went on early with
Yes.
respect to that selection process. So I wasn't anticipating that. I was always living in the moment, and it's cool because I left just like the Beatles. It was the best thing that happened to me, guys, because I left at an apex. Everybody wanted more of Manny, and it was the perfect way to leave the show, to the point where the production staff were crying when I left. Parents were crying because I used to have these kids in my hotel room explaining to them, guys, you already won. Live in the moment. Enjoy the moments that you spend with these artists. Embrace this luxury that we have. They selected 100 people out of 70,000. We're all winners, man. Just enjoy the moment. So it was one of those things.
What a good attitude, though, and it has done a lot for you because
It has.
I mean, you're smart too because you do your social media like Manny, The Voice, Cabo. I mean, your marketing and everything is very well put together
Wait a
in that
minute.
respect.
Tell me, I don't know. What does stolen mean?
So when you're on The Voice, each judge gets one steal. Like so, every judge they have a competition. 2 people from the same
Did he
judges
win?
team sing. No, he didn't win.
Well, screw that show.
I like Ron. I like Ron.
No, but it opened a lot of opportunities for
Probably
you,
some
right?
moron that gave them payola money.
Yeah. You know what? It opened up doors. It changed my life. I have a top podcast. I'm known as the person with the voice, not just for singing, but for inspiring. I've won a lot of sexy voice contests. I mean, it's my brand. That's why, I take these interviews seriously. But above all, it's all about educating my audience. I'm all about the musician because I can't stand when musicians quit on their dreams. I hate to see artists give up. So I've made it a point, and I've committed to establish myself as a brand of inspiration and a source of inspiration for my ecosystem of artists, man. So it changed my life, but it also gave me purpose, Jimmy and Ron.
Manny, those shows are so fixed.
Yeah, sure. There's nothing real about reality TV.
We have my most darling friend in the world, Lily McLeod. You know who Lily McLeod is?
I do not.
She's
my darling. She's like my
X
daughter.
Factor. She was on X Factor.
And she did not win. Lily McLeod sings as good as Patti LaBelle.
Man,
Lily McLeod is fabulous. She did not win. I cannot tell you why.
Yeah, you can.
I can.
Why not? You already said it earlier.
Because the guy that runs it wanted to sleep with
Simon
her.
Cowell wanted to sleep with her.
And
she turned it down.
Wait. Are you saying that they make passes at women in the entertainment industry? No.
Lily McLeod should have won. She sang Alabaster Box like no one in this world.
Yeah, her audition has like 100 million.
She has a voice. She has a voice that comes from heaven. You should look her up, Lily McLeod.
As a matter of fact, I will.
Listen to her voice. It is a violin.
She's a good friend of ours.
She's
Lily
incredible.
McLeod. Yeah, I'll have her on the podcast. Why not?
So smart, you might want to do something with her.
So let's go back. So you have a podcast. I think that's Mojo for Musicians, right?
That's correct. That's right.
So tell everybody how do they listen to your podcast?
Yeah, it's on all major streaming platforms. It's Spotify, it's on iTunes, and it's in the top 1% of podcasts in the world, man. Yeah, I've had Super Bowl champions, best-selling authors, Grammy and Emmy-winning artists. I've had everybody on there. It's been an amazing ride, and I've got a lot more coming on season 6.
Good for you. I think we're on.
Now, are you
in
concert anywhere?
Yeah, we're going on tour. I'm the lead tenor for the Wizards of Winter Christmas Spectacular. So we're on tour from November through January. We ended off at Busch Gardens, so we're looking forward to that. We got about 20 plus shows already lined up.
What is that? The Wizards of what?
Wizards of Winter. Well, if you like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, we've got guys from Def Leppard, Blue Oyster Cult, yeah, you name it, Moody Blues as performers in the band. It was created by a husband and wife duo, and Scotty and Sharon. Amazing, amazing group of individuals, and we just go on tour, put smiles on people's faces during the holiday season, man. It's a good time.
So we're actually friends. Now I forgot his name. Who's the drummer for Def Leppard?
Oh, Joe Elliott?
No.
What's his name? Kenny.
Not Joe Elliott. What's his name?
The guy.
Kenny.
No.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I should know this by default.
I had his action figure.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a friend of ours, and he's been on the show a couple of times with his wife, who's a singer, and he's really cool. We actually know a lot of famous drum. I used to love drummers, so I used to be friends with the drum Bobby Blotzer from Rat.
Yes, right, yeah, man.
And we've had them all on the show.
I started as a drummer for 10 years. That's how I got into music. My dad got me into the drums.
God, my parents would never buy drums for me.
Well, you want, but I've been in Johnny Mathis's company 3 times.
Oh, Johnny.
So there you go. Nobody's seen
classic.
Oh, yeah, they wrote it in the chat room. Rick Allen. Thank you, B.
Yeah, I know. I said Allen. I couldn't remember the first name.
I had the Rick part. I couldn't think of the Allen part. I love it. Okay, so you have a musicians podcast, which is super cool. And one thing that I didn't know about you, I didn't know that you're like a fashion photographer, editorial music photographer. So that's like your bread and butter every day.
Yeah, well, you know what? That actually, I wouldn't say it came to a halt, especially after Hurricane Ida and the pandemic. You know, I shot for record labels, magazines for years, and I made it more of a focused area for the musician. So I've got about 200 album covers, EP release covers. I just truly enjoy it. It's all about the musician. You know, I'm like, quote unquote, the artist's artist. You know, so it's a cool brand for me. Yeah.
So who are some of the people that you did album covers for?
Oh man, you know, most cases there are a lot of unsigned artists. You know, I could have had Blink 182, Five Finger Death Punch. You know, you put in bids, and one didn't go through because I had the flu. The other one, unfortunately, I was traveling, so certain circumstances never came about. So I never had that one big, huge artist, but tons of incredible independent artists that were signed to the label that, you know, for some reason or another, either they made an album, went somewhere, or the other ones just, you know, became tax write-offs. So, but it was a pleasure nonetheless.
I like that.
Now, Manny, are you married still?
I am, with a daughter. Yeah.
All you ladies out there, sorry, ladies.
So your daughter's like 15 about now.
16, going on 30.
They were so cute. Oh, going on 30. They were so cute. Your daughter was so cute when the chairs turned on the thing. You know, I think that's a very cool thing that the show does.
They did that focus on that. You know, she became thankfully she's not in the entertainment industry. She's so shy, introverted, very smart, but doesn't want any part of the entertainment industry.
Are you a Puerto Rican father? Because when I was going out with Gloria Hernandez, I had an apartment, and Gloria came up to my apartment, and she was terrified that her mother would find out. We weren't doing anything. Because usually the aunt went out with Gloria.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. If we went someplace, the aunt would be sitting in a corner, all dressed in black.
Yeah, man. You know, we Latinos, we have our customs, and we're pretty strict and hot-headed. But early on, maybe. But I've simmered down. You know, I meditate a lot. I'm all about peace and love, man. I'm a John Lennon freak, so that just filtered into my life. But yeah, listen, sometimes you have to be strict.
No, I raised 2 daughters alone, and my daughters are wonderful women now.
Yeah, wow.
No drugs, no whores, nothing. They're good people. So you have to be a little strict. You got to be a little of the old world.
Sure.
Not like these some parents today, like, oh, it's okay if they sleep with 10 guys in a room. I don't care. So they did drugs, so they'll get over it. No, I never was that way.
There's a lot of nonsense going on in the world. Too much woke shit going on. Too many. You know, you can't blame the kids. I'm sorry, man. You got to blame the parents, man. It starts somewhere. Kids are not born with racism, with ignorance, with all types of these vices. So I'm pretty harsh about that.
Racism is definitely homegrown.
Yeah, that's not the stuff.
You know, I grew up in Brooklyn with all Italian mafia people, and a lot of them didn't like Puerto Ricans or blacks, and they would say bad things about them. And I never felt that way because I don't know why. My father was very liberal. We always had ethnic people in our house that were not only Italian.
Yeah.
And sometimes I used to fight with these people because they call me, you know what,
Terrible things.
you know what,
Don't
lover.
say them.
No, you're a no, you know what, lover.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's my best friend.
Yeah.
We play basketball together.
Yeah. It's just ignorance, man. It's
Oh,
insecure projections.
wrong.
So I have a question for you. So you
Yeah.
went, and I don't know where I got this information. I might have gotten it off of your website, but that you were the opening act for Three Doors Down, Lifehouse. I don't know who Cole is. Stained and John Waite. I know all of them but Cole. But I have a question about John Waite. So John Waite has like always been one of my favorite
He's
singers.
amazing.
Always. Matter of fact, when I was a kid, not a kid, when I was in like high school or something, there was a TV series called Paper Dolls, a movie called Paper Dolls, and then the girl in Paper Dolls who we've had on the show, she's a famous actress. She's dating. It's Nicolette Sheridan is in it, and she's dating, John Waite in the like series and stuff. And then he had his band and everything. So how is John Waite? Because John Waite's one of my all-time favorite.
Oh man, he's
singers
just,
of all time.
first of all, he's like this tall compared to me.
How tall are you? Tell everybody how tall you are.
I'm 6'2".
Okay.
I'm 6'2".
6'2".
Yes,
6'2".
no 6'2". We performed at Bergenfield, and it was such an amazing show. He got on stage, obviously after my set, and first song was "Every Time I Think of You, I Always Catch My Breath." Dude, I'm like, you had me. I just sat back. I'm like, yes.
Manny,
Such a timid guy, man.
Wait, this is the story though. I like this.
you still telling the story?
No.
I used to be 6'2".
Used to be okay.
Now I'm 6 foot. No, serious. I'm not lying.
I believe you. Indulge me.
Older, your skeleton goes like that. So enjoy your height because you'll be short soon.
So who are some of your favorite bands like that you grow up and that made you like? How did you decide I'm gonna, this is what I want to do?
Oh man, that's an easy one. But I got to tell you, I had a really wide palette of music. My dad introduced me to música del campo, tango. The Beatles were my favorite band of all time. Anybody after the Beatles, they don't exist for me. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I grew up on a steady dose of Motown, Marvin Gaye. So it was pretty eclectic, which is one of the reasons why I became such a good songwriter and producer, because I hear so many different genres in music nowadays. This is why it's so disappointing. I haven't listened to the radio in 20 years. I think everything on the radio is just garbage right now, but everything is overproduced, sounds the same template. Where back in the day, if you guys remember, you'd listen to Casey Kasem, the top 50, you could put it was Paul McCartney, then Diana Ross came on, then The Who came on. It was just a plethora of music on the radio. It was so and we were exposed to everything from hip hop to country to you name it. And unfortunately, you don't see that. It's big corporations that pay for what gets played. And I just got my song Breakaway. It broke into the top 100, which is now 87. So I'm happy about that. So it's good to know. And you know what the messages are? It's so good to get commercial radio rock back on the airplay. So that should tell you something, and that's been the influx of messages I'm getting. I'm happy about that.
When I was young, we'd listen to Peggy Lee and we'd dance to Twido Puente.
Yeah.
You know who Twido Puente is?
Of course.
I speak a little Puerto Rican.
Tito Puente.
I'm saying it like an Irishman. I'm saying it like a Puerto Rican.
Tito Puente.
That's it. Tito Puente. He don't get it. We would listen to Frank Sinatra. There was no such thing as it. I agree with you. You're sounding like I am.
Yeah.
But
it's not an old school mentality. It's just a factual mentality because, guys, I want to hear something different. Everything sounds the same. If you're not on Spotify, the only way to find good tracks, you have to go deeply into the tracks. Hopefully the algorithm help you find these artists. It's not like it was before. Like it was thrown in your face. Like MTV, when it first came out, exposed us to so much cultural awareness. It kind of forced us to listen to Wham and Run DMC and Public Enemy and whatever was out there. And we were educated on that. We were a little bit more in tune with the different backgrounds. Nowadays, it's all these clicks. And it's
all
just
the same
annoying.
crap.
Yeah, it really is.
Years ago, we called it sound. Everybody's had a different sound.
Yeah.
That was the expression. Oh, that group has a cool sound.
Yeah.
Because they didn't sound like the other one.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the rappers, I could vomit from them because they sound alike. I don't know, one from another. And they don't even sing. They talk. So how do you call yourself a singer? For that matter, I could rap. I'll tell you something. I'm here with Manny now, and we're talking on television. And I think I'm really happy because he's a cool dude. And I hope one day we see him in New Jersey. when he's trying to get out to go to New York. But
He's doing it back. Okay, hang on. Okay.
So, I mean, what is that? That makes me, and you know what? They make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Millions.
I think it goes to show you how it's not that we're endorsing mediocrity. We're not exposed to the diversity. So it's kind of the youth nowadays don't know any better. They're just getting flooded and they're forcing this music down their throat. Of course, I'm going to like a song if I hear it 300 times in one day. I'm bound to at least be like, start humming the hook or something.
So
Back in the day, songs were great, man. Songs were nicely produced. It was a production. I miss that. It's still nostalgic for me.
We have satellite radio in the car, and basically I listen to the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and yacht rock radio. Those are the four that I like listening to.
I like yacht rock.
Yeah, we like yacht rock radio. So I have to
Nice.
say, so the reason we played Used to Be Hers is because I went through like all your video things on that were on there, and like I thought the song was so awesome. It's a really, I don't even know how old it is, or I don't know if it's old or if it's new.
I just released that a few months ago. That's all brand new.
It's a very, very, very good song. The message is great. Everything about it is great. So tell us about Breakaway then. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, first of all, the song you just played, that picture, I have a billboard coming out on Friday of the Used to Be Hers front cover, so I'm excited to see that. But Breakaway.
Wait, where's it coming out? Where, the billboard in New York?
I actually find out. I'll get the specs by the end of today, so
Okay.
Take some. I'll let you guys know. It's gonna be pretty epic. And Breakaway, both those songs were written 5 years ago. So as serendipity would have it, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start releasing. This is a tall order, by the way. I released 7 songs, 1 song every 7 weeks. And for musicians out there, they know it's a difficult thing to do. But Breakaway is one of those songs that was out 10 years ago. My friend Scott and I wrote it in like 10 minutes. A couple of bandmates were late to practice. We started writing. And when something just feels so good and the words just start spewing out. And Breakaway came about. And it's funny, when I released the song, the picture on the front cover, all my album covers are my photography, by the way. So that picture came out and I send him a picture. I'm like, guess what I'm releasing? He's like, no, Breakaway. So I'm really happy about it. It just won the John Rosen competition. I beat out like some thousands of artists. I didn't even know. Thank you. Yeah. So that's why I'm getting the billboard. I've got an 8-week free national radio promotion, which is why now I get to see my song on the airwaves. It's getting a shot. I mean, I'm beating Post Malone, all these people. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm holding my own. So I'm really excited about that, man. Really excited about it.
How come your music doesn't have a Latin beat?
Well, you know what? It's got Latin influence. If you really listen to it,
a Latin beat. I bet you'd be great at it.
He is. He actually was on a reality show in Latin and Spanish.
Yeah. I was on the NBC version of
those phony shows. The shows that he should have won on, those phony shows, I don't watch. But no,
So Breakaway. So you're number 87 on which kind of charts are you on?
Media. As a matter of fact, I had it. Oh, here, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, we're pretty stoked about it. I was really shocked when he gave me the news. It's on MediaBase, one of the main.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's on MediaBase. So I tell you right now, this is factual. I'll show it right here. This is it. I posted it today. I mean, I'm beating Lizzo, Jelly Roll, Charlie CX, Glorilla, Post Malone. I mean, I'm beating a lot of people on it. Chris Brown. So it's doing pretty well. I'm really excited, man. I'm humbled.
That's awesome.
There was a group many years ago called Jelly Roll.
Oh, now Jelly Roll's like a country guy, right?
It was one of the first black groups that we were allowed to listen to, because when I was very young, you were not allowed to listen to black music, and I didn't give a shit because I fell in love with Mary Wells.
Yeah.
Do you know who Mary Wells is? Ron loves Mary Wells.
Love, you're gonna break up, before we make up, and you lose me. Look too far. Mary Wells was my first.
Wait, so who are some of your? Oh, well, let's go back to Breakaway.
So then the Ink Spots came. If I didn't care for you, that song. And then we started to say, you know what? This is bullshit. We want to listen to the music we want to listen to. Who the hell are you to tell me what to do?
Yeah, as it should be.
So we found our own.
He likes Johnny Mathis.
Oh, and Patti LaBelle.
Johnny Mathis and Patti LaBelle.
And Peggy Lee. I mean, those are my.
Yeah, I'm working on trying to get Peggy Lee's granddaughter.
My heroes. So, even Latin music back then was a no-no. Puerto Rican music? What are you, crazy? Cha-cha, mambo, what the hell is that shit? Tell them to leave it in Puerto Rico. And it was horrible. It was a horrible time growing up as far as music went, because they forced Frank Sinatra on you.
Yeah.
And I didn't give a shit about Frank Sinatra because I never really liked Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth. I never thought he could sing. I thought he was a good faker. He knew he had a sound. But anyway, there were some great artists out there coming. And then there was this crazy lady called Patti LaBelle, who was with the group.
Patty's amazing.
Patti and the LaBelles. And everybody said, oh my God, she's screaming. I thought, anyway, I'm so happy that music has evolved to where you are. But I'm unhappy that it's gone beyond where you are to what it is today.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to push. You have to really work on your brand. If there's something that you really truly
You can't
love,
dance anymore, Manny.
put it
You
out.
can't dance. There's no more dance music.
Yeah, it's kind of extremes, right?
They jump around on the dance floor like they have a disease, a sickness. No, really. They don't listen. Cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, together, cha-cha-cha, da-da-da-da. You were doing.
So what's
Mambo.
Is there a video for breaking? Is it breakaway or breaking away?
Oh, wait a minute.
No, breakaway. No, some of the videos that are on there are just me, you know, in location, just myself right now, because, you know, doing what I do, I wear many, many hats, obviously, and the finances have to be there to put out a good production video. But nowadays, you don't even have to do that. You put up a camera, you put up a song, you lip sync it, talk about the song, let people find out what type of personality, because that's at the end of the day, guys. You know as well as I do, it's all about the story. Are you letting people know who you are? Are you inviting people in? Are you selling themselves like your unique self? And that's what my songs are. It's just about me. So, you know, right now there's no big productions. Worst Bad Decision had a great video, which won some awards. That was released 2 years ago. But in the future, coming down, I've got another 5 songs.
There we go. So we'll get them. What's the name of the album? What's the actual album's name?
No, there's no album. I'm releasing all singles.
Just singles, 7 singles. Okay.
Yeah.
My feelings are, and I saw this with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Great music never dies.
Sure.
We went to a white party here in Palm Springs, 500,000 people. All right, packed like you can't believe. We went because of our good friend, who is Cece Pennington. Finally, when she came on and did her medley and then went into Finally, these young gay people were going crazy. They were jumping, dancing, applauding, screaming. And here's a woman, she's 52. She's been around forever. And her song is so important. So good music, my friend, is still here. We just don't play it because you know why? It doesn't make money.
Do you have a go-to song, like when you were growing up, like you were like make myself feel good song, or song I like to sing driving down the road? Or
oh man, you know what? I had you know what my guilty pleasure genre of music is?
What?
Late 70s, 80s folk music. You know, like Ambrosia, Bread. You know, that was my favorite. So one of my favorite bands to listen to was Ambrosia. I don't know if you remember Ambrosia. So it was one of those bands that every time I heard their song, for some reason, the vocals were great, the production was amazing. That's how much I feel for you, baby. Oh man, I just love that band. So yeah, the truth is that was my guilty pleasure. I always went.
They play all those songs on Yacht Rock. That's why we listen to it. The one that
man.
all the time is Player, Baby Come Back, because we're friends with all the guys in Player.
That's amazing.
And we like love it.
And the taboo thing is, if you just broke up with someone, why is it that we always put on Air Supply? It just used to annihilate us.
They were on the show. We had them on the show.
Manny, that's another thing I have to bring up.
What?
Teenager, growing up, had a girlfriend, believe it or not, before I was gay, I had a girlfriend. I had a lot of girlfriends. But anyway, fall in love, go to the park, make out on a blanket. We break up. The song that we fell in love to was playing, Tears. I miss her. We had emotion. Music said something. Music said you fell in love with her. Now she's gone. Now you're sad. Enjoy the sad song. You remember that?
Of course.
Nowadays, how can you do that to rap? I was in my car with the top down. A car pulled up next to me and I heard this music not lying. I'm going to get you, bitch. I'm going to cut you. I'm going to beat your ass, woman. What you telling me? That's music? That's love songs? That's
Yeah, heart
No,
attack.
no. It's called trap now. It's called trap.
Say it again, Manny.
It's called trap now. Yeah, they're pretty explicit, man. I mean, I heard a song. What was it yesterday? I don't even know the artist. It's like my blank is pink, my blank is brown. I'm like, yo, this is like I don't know. Listen, I respect everybody's opinions. I appreciate everyone's particular style, but there's just certain things that I draw the limit as like this is not even music. I'm not even entertained by this. It's like somebody just sat down. Oh, let me put this down and just put a same beat that I always hear. Because for me, reggaeton is the same thing. I'm a Latin guy, hardcore. I'm a big salsa guy, but reggaeton. I'm over that already. That's all I hear. So, and again, this is my opinion. I respect what they do in their, in their particular genres. It's just not for me. I don't classify that as, evolution. I just consider that lazy. Dude, come up with something else. It's the same beat over and over.
Like, listen, we only have 3 minutes.
Story. Jimmy and
3
I
minutes.
were asked to go to Florida to be the hosts of that thing we went to. Remember the gay thing?
Oh, One Magical Weekend at Disney
One
World.
Magical Weekend. All right. So Jimmy and I go there. We have a hotel room overlooking the pool. Well, for 3 days, you know what I heard? Boom, 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 boom.
Every single song.
It's obnoxious, man.
Club music.
At least throw something in the mix, man. A little deviation. Like let me rest my ears and adopt to something else.
All these queens were down there, half naked, dancing to boom, 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 boom. I said, what the hell?
No, it's just like you can't listen to Baby It's Cold Outside, but WAP, which he doesn't even know this, but it was a #1 song. It's called WAP, WAP, and it stands for Wet Ass Pussy.
When I was a kid, they outlawed rock and roll.
I love it.
It was against the law. Rock and roll was against the law.
Hang on, we got 3 minutes. I want to give Manny another plug here.
Wait. There was a song out. I want to give her a baby, Ruth. They took it out because they thought you were going to knock up Ruth. It was a candy bar.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth candy
So
bar.
you guys, Manny Cabo, first of all, follow him on Instagram. He's The Manny Cabo. His website is mannycabo.com. I think you're The Manny Cabo on Twitter too, right?
Yeah, it's all the same. The
Manny
Manny
Cabo.
Cabo. Same thing on all profiles.
When you come to where we could be at your concert, comp us 2 tickets over there.
So hold on, you guys. So Manny's got a book, and we didn't even have time to talk about it. It's called Soul, You Gotta Breathe. We got like a minute and a half. Tell us a little bit about the book.
The book is great, man. It's specifically designed for artists and specifically dancers, actually. It's about making those pivotal moments in life, never giving up on your dreams. Sometimes hardships that you may encounter are the blessings in disguise if you're open to receiving those blessings. So it's an amazing and beautiful story, man. I think you guys will dig it.
You even learn from the bumps in the road.
You do. It's part of the process, man. I think failure is not anything but, it's feedback. It's letting you know, well, you know what, you're almost there, but it's not quite there. You got to try this or try that. So
how are you going to learn if you don't make mistakes?
You have to.
So you guys, listen up. Manny's song is called Breakaway. It's on the charts. Call your favorite rock radio station and request it. And see if we can get some people playing it. Let's get it all the way up to #1, you guys.
Yes, it's a good one.
It'll be a great song.
Like that other crap.
We're going to love it. I'm so happy that things are going well for you in the last couple of years. Are going well. Congratulations on everything that you're doing. Keep us posted.
Absolutely.
And when stuff's coming out. And I definitely want to know about the Billboard. I'm following you in all my social medias. I follow you on Twitter today.
And you know what? I've had to turn down a lot of acting roles. So if there's anything you think that would be in alignment with what I'm all about, let me know, because I would leave all of this for acting. There, I said it, to go back behind the scenes.
What do you think? Leave all this for acting?
Yeah.
Oh, you need to see a doctor tomorrow.
Hang on, we gotta go though.
You need to see.
I got 9 films.
No, I gotta help him.
I've got 9 films I produced.
All right, guys.
I have to give him father now, like a father. Make believe I'm your father.
We gotta go.
Stay where you are. Acting, such bullshit.
You never know, Manny. I'm working on a lot of projects. It's great to see you.
But I'd like to
You too, man.
I love to work with you.
You know why?
Thank you,
Because when
guys.
I was young, I had black hair, big eyebrows. I look Puerto Rican because I was dark. So I could be your father easily in a movie.
Yeah.
So you know who you look like.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys. It's been
Hey,
real,
Manny,
man.
congratulations. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the show. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Manny, for a good
Take care,
show.
guys. Pleasure.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Uh-huh.
Take care, baby.
Survive.
and try not to get so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.